In today's video, we're going to take a look at Intel, and I'm going to start with a weekly chart that I had done a while back, and notice that we did see, a little bit of a bounce off of support here, but it was going to be considered counter trend because, it had made a new low at that point. And then we also had resistance that showed up on the daily chart here. That was not exactly a cluster unless I could find one more price relationship that overlaps there. Let's see if I can. Well, we add that. Yeah, that would actually be considered a cluster. But what we want to look at next is what's the next setup? Okay, so we know we had a counter trend buy decision, we had a trend resistance decision, and now what I want to do with a blank chart on Intel, the daily, is set up possible support by using all possible retracements, extensions, and projections. So I'm going to actually start with running projections. What I want to do is compare basically these prior swings with the current high-to-low decline. Then what I'll do is run the retracements, the low to the highest high, higher lows to the highest high, and then we'll see if there's anything in the way of extensions of prior swings. So let's start with the projections. We're using 3 points there. Let's measure this high to this low, projected from this high. Okay, that comes in a little bit lower at 1933. Let's also look at this high to this low, project from this high. You're slightly through it, but I'm not going to get rid of it because it doesn't look like we're through it enough to negate this as support. And then these other areas are going to be too small. And let's just try the retracements next. So then we'll start from the lowest low to the highest high. Let's get rid of anything the market has gone through by a decent amount. And let's try the higher low to the highest high. Okay, we can see that there's a little bit, actually this one's a little bit closer as far as a support. Let's also try the higher low to the high here. Okay, now we're going to be through that one. And let's also try an extension. So let's run this low to this high. Okay, and you can actually include this one if you wanted to. Okay, so what do we have? Well, we do have an interesting support decision that is coming up. But I'm going to say that the first area to focus on, and again, if there's no trigger, there's no trade entry. But I would watch anywhere from this 1924 to 2002 area, because it does include 2 618 retracements, 100% projection, and a 786 retracement. Now, if you don't see any triggers, leave it alone, okay, because this is actually not one of the highest probability setups, and the reason why it isn't is because we do not have the daily averages on the right side or the same side as the trade, because price is below the 200, below the 50, 5 and 13 is in a sell mode, but yet it is still a setup. So do you mess with those or not? Probably not. If you're looking for the highest probability setups, then you leave something like this alone, or maybe you would just use these levels for possible day trade decision. But if you're okay with the counter trend stuff, then you can absolutely look at it. Anyway, if you like what you're seeing as far as the videos, then please like and subscribe, and I will do another video shortly.